Later on the Tonight Show, Jay sets up Lakers dynamo Shaquille O'Neal. Plus, blind mountaineer Eric Weinmeier and the sultry sounds of Luther Vandross. Your local news is next.
Yeah, I just saw a car going to the canal.
A man sees a car go into a canal and calls 911, but he leaves the scene before help can arrive. If you drive one of these, Consumer Reports says, don't make sharp turns. And Miami-Dade School Board Superintendent Roger Cuevas gets a reprieve, at least for now. The NBC 6 News begins in 30 seconds.
Sure doesn't taste this good in New York.
You up here on vacation?
No. Lunch.
Introducing the 260 horsepower Acura TL Type S.
This is NBC 6 News at 11.
Good evening. New at 11 and only on NBC 6. A South Florida fire department is under fire amidst allegations that some of its members may be breaking the law.
Some Fort Lauderdale firefighters, who also double as paramedics, are being investigated for stealing drugs out of ambulances, drugs that could help save your life. Benno Schmidt is working this story along with our partners at the Herald. He's live with the details. Benno.
Sources close to this investigation say as many as 40 firefighter paramedics could be questioned. The allegations that they stole drugs, the same drugs meant to treat accident victims. It's used for the most severe types of pain. You can see the message on this box of morphine. It reads, warning, may be habit forming. Now our coverage partners at the Miami Herald have learned the Fort Lauderdale Fire Department is under investigation. The suspicion, some paramedics are stealing morphine.
Each crew has to sign for them each and every day because they're controlled substances.
Captain Dan Olson is not part of this investigation, nor is Broward County Fire Rescue. He agreed to talk with us about morphine, how it's safeguarded, and what it's used for.
For broken bones, patients with burns, and we also use it as in cardiac situations to reduce pain and a heart attack and anxiety also.
In a statement, Fort Lauderdale Police confirmed the department is conducting a criminal drug investigation involving the fire department. Reached at home, the firefighter union president tells NBC6 police are investigating. It has not been substantiated, but police are talking to some members, going on to say, I can confirm that no one has failed any recent drug tests. Dan Olson has actually seen accident victims refuse morphine.
And we wanted to give him something to reduce the pain, and he was an ex-addict. And he turned it down. He said, I don't want anything because I'm trying to get away from that.
It's that powerful.
It's that powerful, yes.
Now, the federal government actually regulates this drug. If there are charges, it's a good bet they could be federal charges. You can read more about this investigation in your morning paper, the Miami Herald. For now, reporting live in Fort Lauderdale, Benno Schmidt, NBC 6.
Elsewhere, firefighters say they finally have the upper hand in the brush fires that have fed on Everglades sawgrass since the weekend. Tonight, the Forestry Department says the fire near Markham Park in Broward that scorched 12,000 acres is 100% contained for now. Also contained, a 14,000-acre fire burning along the Broward-Palm Beach County line. A third fire burning along Chrome Avenue on Southwest 106th Way in Miami-Dade is, we're told, 80% contained. For years, one of the first lines of defense against brush fires in Florida have been fire watchers. Well, on June 30th, all of the state's full-time fire watchers will lose their jobs. Governor Jeb Bush says eliminating the jobs will save Florida $700,000 in a tight budget year. State officials say part-time fire watchers will be used during emergency situations.
Operation Riverwalk has once again led to a huge drug bust along the Miami River. Earlier tonight, customs agents found bales of cocaine hidden inside a Panamanian registered ship that arrived from Nicaragua. So far, no arrests have been made, but 11 crew members are being detained by immigration. Operation Riverwalk is a multi-agency drug task force to revitalize the Miami River. Miami police have found a warehouse full of stolen property, and they want to return it all to the rightful owners. The stolen items are mainly electronics and DJ equipment. No arrests have been made at this time. If you think any of these items belong to you, contact Miami police.
News since 6, the Miami-Dade Public School Superintendent survives. One board member's move to demote him. Embarrassing revelations about inflated land purchase deals have deflated confidence in Roger Cuevas, but the board as a whole is not ready for a change at the helm. However, it is ready for a tough new look at bad behavior. Patricia Andreu is live to explain.
Regaining the public trust is the main focus of the Miami-Dade School Board, and tonight some members took a tough stand against the superintendent, while others took a tough look at themselves.
All those opposed, say no.
No. It was a winning vote for Superintendent Roger Cuevas as a majority of Miami-Dade School Board members struck down a motion to publicly evaluate his job performance. The proposal pitched by School Board member Marta Perez, who urged her fellow board members
that we remove the superintendent of his charge and request that he spend the remaining 2 years of his contract as a deputy.
Perez has long been a critic of Cuevas, but in the end, a majority voted against the move, largely because they had only recently voted to extend Cuevas' contract by 2 years, and his contract stipulates evaluations must be in private. But the board did vote in favor of the creation of an ethics committee, plagued by recent scandals that have prompted a state attorney investigation into questionable land deals and a state oversight committee to review all spending in the district.
But what was stated illustrated a dark and ugly environment in our school system here.
I feel like I'm an ethical person, and whatever needs to be done to clarify the fact that we are trying to do our best.
The superintendent is now in charge of recommending the procedures for the creation of the ethics committee, which will likely cost taxpayers $400,000 a year to investigate ethics violations by board members and report them to the state. Cuevas has until October to present his recommendations to the board.
It has taken a year and kicking and screaming, but I'm telling you that this is going to be something that will add credibility to the school board, I hope.
And to further prove to the public that they welcome ethical oversight and scrutiny, the board also voted in favor of creating the Office of Inspector General, pending the approval of Tallahassee. Live in Miami, Patricia Andreu, NBC6.
This just in from the Reuters news service tonight at 11. Cuba has announced that it has arrested 3, quote, heavily armed Cuban Americans who were intent on acts of sabotage on the island, including one planned sabotage attack against the famed Tropicana nightclub in Havana. All of this developing in late April, according to Cuban authorities. They say they arrested the men on a nearby island. It should be noted, all of this coming just a week after 5 Cuban agents were convicted as spies in a Miami federal courtroom, and much will be made as to whether or not this is a coincidence, this announcement out of Cuba tonight. It is a story just developing, at least as far as we know from the Reuters news service, and we'll continue to follow details in the days ahead.
Well, the police shooting of a wheelchair-bound man prompted an emergency hearing today in Miami-Dade. The Community Relations Board and the NAACP met with members of Alpheus Daly's family. He is the 27-year-old man who was shot and killed Sunday night by a North Miami Beach police officer. Police say Daly had a gun, but it's not clear if the officer was ever threatened. While members of the board called for calm, members of Daly's family say that's not easy under the circumstances.
Tell us to not make a scene. They tell us to keep things in perspective. They tell us to not be rowdy and to not be angry, which is totally impossible for us to not be angry. We're devastated.
Members of the board criticized North Miami Beach Police for lack of response, but officials with the police department say they did not know about the meeting, nor were they invited.
Tonight, police are pursuing leads, hoping to nab the car thief who made off with precious cargo. Police say a mom left her daughter inside her car while getting gas at a Citgo station in Dania Beach. The mother's boyfriend was with the child, 3 years old. The child is, but when he left her for a moment, a thief jumped into the car and took off. The thief let the child out of the car unharmed at a nearby Burger King.
She said that this guy took her from her mommy. She was crying up a storm.
If caught, police say the car thief, you see a composite sketch there, will be charged with grand theft auto and kidnapping. Anyone with information is asked to please call Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS.
Meanwhile, a 911 call was not enough to save a driver whose car plunged into a South Florida canal late last night. Someone called 911 from I-75 near Arvida Parkway in Weston. The witness saw a BMW roll into the canal, but he didn't have an exact location and left the scene. It was not until an NBC6 photographer found tire tracks that the troopers finally located the submerged car, but it was too late for 23-year-old Imran Safar of Coral Springs. Listen as the 911 caller tries to explain where the car went into the water.
Yeah, I just saw a car going to the canal.
Where?
Okay, I'm on 75, I-75, near exit, Weston exit 8.
Weston Road?
Right, but I'm on I-75 headed south.
Was the vehicle on I-75?
It was coming from Alligator Alley.
The victim's family believes he may have lost control because of a problem with a tire. Police did find one of the tires shredded when they pulled the car from the water.
News since 6 o'clock, a proposal to build a hospital in Miramar is drawing some protests tonight. Developers want to build a hospital along Southwest 172nd Avenue and Pembroke Road. You see part of the debate here, but some residents in the area worry it might crowd a residential district that already has 2 schools. A public meeting to discuss the issue set for July 3rd.
An appeals court says the canker cutting can resume in Broward County. The appeals court ruled today it's okay for citrus canker workers to start cutting down healthy citrus trees again. Homeowners complained their healthy trees were cut down even when they were 2,000 feet from an infected tree.
Once an exposed tree becomes positive, it exposes more trees in an additional 1,900-foot radius to the disease.
The residents have 15 days to appeal before the cutting resumes.
New York City needs some Gatorade and is calling South Florida to get it. Alligator handler Mike Bailey left for the Big Apple today to help try and capture a baby alligator that's calling a pond in Central Park home. The 2-foot-long gator has already gotten away from everyone who's tried to catch it, but Bailey says he'll have it caught and headed to Florida in no time.
Well, you'd think that word of refund checks would make people happy. But Democratic leaders say this letter from the IRS is nothing but good press for the White House. The letter credits President Bush for signing the tax cut and promising tax relief for, quote, years to come. The White House denies any political move. Democrats also question the $21 million cost to mail the letters to all 100 million taxpayers.
We are keeping an eye on a police chase out in Los Angeles that has now turned into a standoff.
And talk about a hard landing. Fortunately, this looks worse than it was.
Also, a popular SUV gets some very unpopular test ratings.
And the amount of weight you lose may depend on the time of day you exercise.
Hi, everyone. I'm meteorologist Roland Stedham. Tonight, we're tracking a disturbance over the central portion of the country. That's our next best chance of rain. I'll tell you when that's going to likely happen here in South Florida with my forecast. It's coming up next.
Throughout hurricane season, the most important thing to have on hand is information. And no one gives you more ways to stay informed than NBC 6.
I'm Roland Stedham, and remember, when a tropical system threatens and you can't get to a TV, be sure and tune in to one of our radio partners, Magic 102.7, 101.5 Light FM, or Waxy 790.
At home, in the car, on the job, anywhere you are, that's where you'll find NBC 6 and the NBC 6 Stormwatch radio partners.
Ed Morse Bayview Cadillac offers you great value and a pleasant buying experience. Just listen to our customers.
They're all professionals, parts, and service, and the sales.
And I was very fortunate to have the most wonderful sales representative who put me into the car that was just right for me.
You make it here, we'll make it happen. Ed Morse Bayview Cadillac, Federal Highway, Fort Lauderdale.
And remember, you just can't beat an Ed Morse deal.
Great savings, huge discounts at El Dorado. Save $100, $200, $600, $800 and more, or no payments, no interest for a year. The sale you've been waiting for at El Dorado, just for a day till 10 p.m. Saturday.
Hi, I'm Martha Sigalski. NBC6 Coast 97.3 FM and BranchSmart USA invite you to give back to your local school.
Adopt a Class gives teachers the opportunity to receive supplies for their students. This month's winner is Mrs. Betty Alborn's class at Pondview Elementary.
Deep mud, dusty trails, 2 tracks. Bring it on. A bedliner, cruise control, and power everything. Bring it on. Right now at the Mazda Bring It On sales event, we're bringing it all on. Because you can get a Mazda B3000 Dual Sport with all these extras, a $1,000 value at no extra charge. Plus, bring on a purchase allowance for $2,500 in total savings. With everything Mazda's bringing you, now's the time to bring one home. See your Mazda dealer today.
A 3.5-hour police chase in Los Angeles has come to an end and has since turned into a standoff. This is video taken earlier this night Around 8 o'clock, the driver of a stolen minivan carrying a weapon. There are reports this began as a man brandishing a weapon at a gas station. Right now, the van's run out of gas and police have it surrounded. The suspect said he's not going to go down alive. We can't show you live pictures because of worries about police and tactical necessities there. Look for updates tomorrow beginning at 5 a.m.
Meanwhile, the FAA is investigating a chopper crash that involves one of their own. The FAA official was on board this Volusia County Sheriff's Department helicopter when it made a hard landing. It was so hard to tip the chopper over. Both the pilot and FAA inspector suffered minor injuries. No word yet on what caused the accident.
It may be popular, but Consumer Reports says it's not safe. According to the magazine, the 2001 Mitsubishi Montero Limited failed on the test track. Consumer Reports says if a driver's going at speeds as low as 37 miles an hour and makes a sharp turn, the SUV can tip on to two wheels.
If you're shopping for an SUV, Consumer Reports advises you not to buy the 2001 Mitsubishi Montero Limited until the safety problem has been corrected.
Mitsubishi says it cannot duplicate any tipping by the Montero and says Consumer Reports, quoting here, chose to attack our vehicle despite overwhelming evidence that their conclusions are wrong, but the magazine stands by its report. Does the time of day you exercise make a difference? Researchers at the University of Chicago say it might. A new study finds the greatest changes in metabolism and hormone levels in men who work out in the evening. Researchers studied 40 healthy men between the ages of 20 and 30 for 3 days. They found two hormones important for energy metabolism were twice as high after the early evening and late night workouts than in the morning or afternoon. But researchers admit they should look at a more diverse group and the study should last longer than 3 days.
Well, what's the biggest killer of women? As Neri Inclan tells us, it's not breast cancer.
Ask 30 women what will kill them, and 28 of them will say breast cancer. But many more of us will die of heart disease than all the cancers combined. The fact is that nausea, vomiting, fatigue, and even shoulder pain can all be signs of heart disease. Now UM's new Institute for Women's Health is sounding the alarm about women and their hearts. They're conducting research on hormone replacement and other treatments to create a one-stop shopping approach for women's health problems. Details on the research and preventive medicine being offered in your morning paper. That's Herald Report. I'm Neri Inclan.
And the Herald's new health page launches tomorrow. You'll find detailed information on this story and much more. That's in tomorrow's Herald.
Time now to take a look at our weather with Roland. Of course, we're all hoping for some rain.
Let's hope so. Here's Roland.
We desperately need to see some rain, guys. And tonight, no significant relief in sight. As we take a look at our first alert Doppler 6 radar, here's Broward County, Dade County. A couple of isolated showers sitting off the coast, a little batch of rain about 70 miles southeast of us, but that's about it. All the thunderstorms that developed out over the west end of the state have since settled down for the night. I'm going to step out of the way. I want you to take a look at this incredible sunset shot from our Hotel La Concha cam. Looking off to the west, of course, look at the change in colors. There were a couple of passing showers that developed between Key West and also Marquesas, but for the most part, the showers have since dissipated for the night. The high temperature today, Miami, 90 degrees. We should be about 88 degrees this time of the year, but the record for this date, we didn't get quite close to the record. 95 degrees set back in 1944. There was a real heat wave back then in 1944. Temperatures across the rest of the state right now in the mid-80s, low to mid-80s here in South Florida. 70s across the northern and central part of the state. 75, one of the cooler readings right now in Tampa. I want to show you something really fascinating. You all have been watching the stories about the fire that has been taking place north of Markham Park, right? Here's our Eastern Financial Cam looking off to the northwest. There's the plume of smoke from the fire. Look at the thunderhead that developed right over the fire today. The hot air rising from the fire caused the moisture to lift, cooled it, condensed it, created the showers and the thunderstorm back there. As I put this into motion, unfortunately, the flow was so strong out of the east that the rain fell just west of the fire. That's the way the wind took the rain, just west of the fire. So the fire this evening is still sitting out there and burning. All right, we're watching a disturbance out here across the Central Plains approaching the Midwest. This is a pretty significant trough of low pressure, and this is firing off a pretty good batch of severe thunderstorms, especially around Oklahoma, into Kansas, Nebraska, along the Front Range of Colorado, and into the Texas Panhandle. We're not going to be seeing this kind of weather over the state of Florida, but as this trough approaches down here toward the mid-Atlantic states by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's going to get rid of our easterly flow And with the easterly flow in place again tomorrow, generally speaking, we're going to be dry. But watch as the trough digs from the north. Here it comes right down toward the south. And as it approaches the southeast, it's going to get rid of that easterly component to the wind, which means more of a southwesterly flow is going to develop ahead of the trough. And the southwest flow means, all right, finally, the east coast of Florida should begin to see some showers and thunderstorms. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. With the east flow, it's the west end of the state that's been seeing all the rain. They've had their fair share. We need to get some out here along the east coast. And bad timing, I know, with the weekend and all that, but we need the rain. For the boaters, east-southeast winds at 10 knots. Seas running about 1 to 3 feet. Surf temperature 85 degrees. Maybe a stray shower tonight. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Slight chance of a shower or a thunderstorm over the western sections of Dade and Broward County. And then we'll start juicing the atmosphere up on Friday. Better chance of rain and thunderstorms on Saturday. And the same goes for Sunday. We'll have more news and sports coming up next.
First Alert Doppler 6 is brought to you exclusively by the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida. Stay tuned for more NBC6 News.
It's June, and we're jammed with over 2,500 cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities at World Ford. All new and used vehicles are sale priced with our lowest price guaranteed. There's no hassles because every vehicle is clearly marked with our guaranteed lowest sale price. We're out to sell 1,200 cars and trucks during the June Jam at World Ford. You can save hundreds, save thousands on the vehicle you want at World Ford. Serving all of South Florida in Kendall and Pembroke Pines.
World Ford! The rush is on. Dolphin Selector Seat is Saturday, June 23rd at Pro Player Stadium. It's your chance to become a proud Dolphins season ticket holder for as low as $200. Walk the stadium and select your seats, even on our exclusive club level with our best seats and best service. But just like the Dolphins pass rush, seats will go fast. Be there early. Miami Dolphins, the tradition continues. Our Dolphin Selector Seat is this Saturday from 10 to 4. For more information, call 1-888-FINSTICKS.
In South Florida, we move to our own rhythm. We also celebrate in style. And right now, we're celebrating Chrysler minivans. Chrysler Town & Country, the best minivan ever. Voyager, named Best Buy by Consumers Digest. Now get $2,000 cash allowance on Chrysler minivans. Visit your South Florida Chrysler Jeep dealer.
Plan a trip to Miami's Doral Golf Resort and Spa, and while you're golfing are 5 legendary courses, including the Blue Monster, home of the Genuity Championship, and the new Great White, designed by Greg Norman. Your spouse could be enjoying our award-winning spa. For the kids, there's Camp Doral in the Blue Lagoon pool area with its awesome water slide. Hey, there's even tennis, great restaurants, and unique shops.
This summer, experience our unlimited golf package from $125. Call 871-DORAL.
Added performance. Added room. Added fuel efficiency. Added style. Added power. Go ahead, you do the math. The all-new Civic from Honda. Amazing, but true.
Diana Gonzalez's Health Report is brought to you by the University of Miami Jackson Memorial Medical Center.
Ovarian cancer is one of the deadliest types of cancer. Even when patients go into remission, the cancer often comes back and proves fatal.
But a new drug could greatly improve the odds of long-term survival. And it's so easy to use that patients could administer it themselves. Health and Family reporter Diana Gonzalez explains.
I wanted every chance to make it happen because I have 4 children at home.
Kimberly Sheldon hopes these nose drops will boost her chances for survival. She doesn't have a sinus condition, she has cancer.
We're fighting ovarian cancer from a different angle.
In addition to standard treatment, patients in the study will be given a new drug, IM-862, as nose drops, which seem to boost the effectiveness of chemotherapy and keep tumors from growing back.
The medication can be taken home and used at home, requires no medical supervision whatsoever. And the other great thing about it is that it has no appreciable toxicity, meaning no side effects.
And how are you coping with things?
Have you gone to that stage yet? I think I'm out of shock right now.
Because there are no early symptoms, no reliable tests, ovarian cancer usually goes undetected until the advanced stages.
Just still getting used to the idea of having it.
Kim's cancer showed up on an MRI when she went in to have a knee problem checked. The knee will have to wait while she battles for her life.
We're shooting toward converting ovarian cancer from a terminal disease to more of a chronic illness, something that we can control and keep in check.
Diana Gonzalez, NBC6.
Well, some good news there. The Red Hot Marlins look to keep up their charge for first place.
Can the Fish make it 6 straight wins? Guy Rawlings has the highlights for you next in sports. Please stay with us.
Folks, big show tonight. Shaquille O'Neal is here from the world champion Lakers, plus mountain climber Eric Weinmayer. He climbed Mount Everest, the only blind guy to do that. He saw him on the cover of Time, and music guest Luther Vandross.
NBC6 News is brought to you in part by Walmart. Always low prices, always.
On the farm, it is a special kind of dirty. It's a lot of fun being a mom with 9 kids. 9 times the hugs, 9 times the messes.
Milk probably gets spilled like almost every morning.
Grass stains, chicken goo, cooking messes, and a lot of mud.
We get dirty.
I like shopping at Walmart for my cleaning supplies because it really saves us a lot of money, and that's a necessity in a large family. Slow down! Walmart helps make my day easier. We have a lot of work to do on a farm, but I can't imagine life any other way.
No one has won more NASCAR Winston Cup championships than Chevrolet. It's Thunder Days, and that means we're coming to a track near you. Here's something else you'll want to check out. Get $1,500 cash back on a 2001 Chevy Malibu with standard air and ABS. That's $1,500 cash back on Malibu. The Thunder is here. The cars are at your Chevy dealer. Isn't it time you stepped into the winner's circle?
Florida Center for Cosmetic Surgery. Just one look is worth 1,000 words.
Naturally, you're looking good. You look just like you dreamed you would. You're having fun, you're at your best. And all it took was just one look. Florida Center for Cosmetic Surgery. Just one look is worth 1,000 words.
It was an anniversary gift from my husband.
It looks real, but if you turn it over, do you see these markings? From home calling area only? This probably was made by a company that doesn't always have real nationwide long distance.
Excuse me. Here, Sprint PCS has real nationwide long distance included, so you can call to anywhere, from anywhere on their network with no long distance charges. Ceramics. Thank you.
I've got one of these. Very clear calls.
Real nationwide long distance from Sprint PCS.
The Kia Sportage in the Paris-Dakar Rally. The most grueling race in the world. 6,200 miles, 100-degree temperatures, 21 days, and no deodorant. The 2001 Kia Sportage, thoroughly tested and backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Visit your South Florida Kia dealer through July 2nd.
Marlins and pennant race haven't been used in the same sentence for quite some time, but look out, Philly. The Fish are breathing down the collective necks of the struggling division leaders. Tonight, a showdown between Braves ace Greg Maddux and Marlins phenom A.J. Burnett. Maddux working his mojo, getting Luis Castillo looking. 4 Ks for Louis. John Mabry swinging, and Big Clip Floyd, nuh-uh. 7 Ks through 7 for Maddux. Scoreless in the 4th. 2 on for Chipper Jones. Lines one's up the box. B.J. Surhoff scores. Then Alex Gonzalez can't handle Preston Wilson's throw. Andrew Jones races home. 2-zip Atlanta. 2 errors on Gonzalez. Maddux with a no-hitter through 5. Preston Wilson playing spoiler. Back in the lineup in a big way after back problems. 9th homer of the year. Fish trail 2-1. But Maddux getting it done in more ways than one. Bunt with 2 on. Derek Lee can't get Mark DeRosa at home. 3-1 Braves. Rico Bronya adds a 2-run dinger. Atlanta wins this one 7-2. Marlins looking for help from Pittsburgh. Bucks hosting Philadelphia. Top 5 Phillies up 4-zip. Travis Lee doubles to left. Jimmy Rollins and Bobby Abreu score. Makes it 6-0. Philly hangs on 9-5. The Marlins falling a game behind the Braves, ending their 5-game streak, dropping to 4.5 games behind first place Philly. Well, after starting the season as the toast of the league, the Soul have fallen on hard times. Ron Rothstein trying to work out Miami's kinks this week after winning the opening 4 games. Miami aiming to snap a 3-game slide tomorrow night in Washington.
And Detroit stole one from us. And then the next 2 games, Cleveland whipped us. And I thought we had our chances to beat New York.
You're down a little bit, but I think that's just part of the game. We've all been here, you know, we've all kind of go through your peaks and valleys, and hopefully we'll just dig ourselves out of this one and we'll be fine.
The Fusion getting a nice break this week after salvaging a tie with LA last weekend. Miami doesn't get back in action until June 30th. That game marks the return of pro soccer to the Orange Bowl. The Fusion hosting the Columbus Crew. Ray Hudson